What's up, y'all? It is me, Tasha C. Lord Jesus, help me. If y'all seen my Real Housewife review, it's me, Tasha C. I'm doing butt, sweat, and heels. Episode, what is this, 8, 9, 10. I know the season finale is fine next week. And they even get a reunion, y'all. So, I'm here to basically, if y'all see my Real Housewife of Atlanta review, it was 5 attempts, make a long story short. Camera died, situation like that, using other sources, the camera recorder that was already dead, didn't know, process it, didn't show up, just technical difficulties, okay, y'all. So I'm damn near, and also with the clocks going back forward, they're near 3 o'clock, up there doing this, and still trying to process the other video. This is my new camera, so whatever. So if I seem a little drainy, please forgive me, y'all. Not a lot of y'all stop really watching Blood, Sweat, and Heels as much anyway, because the last 4 or 5 episodes been kind of draggish. So let's get into it. To make a long story short, Geneva really wasn't in here this time. Her whole thing is she's got back with a date or with some dick. I mean, that's pretty much what else. Some guy she used to be around when she first moved to New York. She dated slash screwed, because you don't have to date, you date somebody, don't have to screw them, and you can fuck somebody without having to date them, you know what I mean? So in her case, she had the pleasure of having both. Eventually they grew apart, blah blah blah, but obviously he must be good what he did, because she is going back to him on a date, whatever the case is. She gets these Chinese balls that she's gonna be using to occupy her. She got them stuck in there, whatever. They go on a dinner date, her and this dude, and they're having them try out the food he's taking for, like, ooh, taste this, this type of lamb or something. Then she's trying to taste them, and then as y'all hear the corporate, sorry y'all, I'm also random. Y'all notice that we hear this old 70s like porno music in the background. The that type of music, right? So anyways, you could tell something's about to happen, because you would just see the chemistry where she even admitted, like, I'm ready to fuck. That's basically what her own words say. So when leaving this guy, who, I know it's a lot of sexual chocolate men that's on his show. I'm just noticing that. Because this is like the third, a lot of, of course there's nothing wrong with that one. But I'm just saying is that, he ended up saying he had something to tell outside. He said he wants to make love to her. She's like, I don't basically want that soft stuff. I wanted you to say, in case she wanted him to say she wanted to fuck her. So she finally said she finally don't need any more toys. She finally gave him some real penis. And also, too, she lets him know that he has the balls. He said gonna take him out. Now, I know this is horrible to say, y'all, but I know one of y'all has heard of this, or at least Mally's seen the South Park movie. And I've seen, long story short, not to say to tell it, but say like he finds a way to get some, maybe your dad's a porno stash, never mind, that's a long story. And then you see accidentally poor thing, and the first one you see when younger happens to be a clip that traumatized me to this day about this woman with ping pong balls and able to spit them out with the cooch. I don't know why I think about the cooch, because the reason what made me think about that is, I know you're like, what the hell is you talking about, Tasha? Yeah, this crazy thing. My dad didn't know. Oh Lord, but like I said, that's a little story. But just being nosy, just going through throwing through shit, and then whatever. But she says she has the balls in her when they went on a date, because she was trying to use them to stop him for herself. But she knew damn well she wanted some slong. What the hell is she talking about? And he was saying he was going to help her take them out. So I'm thinking, like, if they pull some ball out, but I don't know. I think, well, they probably do just fall out. But he said he's going to take them out. I don't know why the hell I thought about pick. Anyways, I know you're like, what the hell? Sorry, y'all. I was just sleeping. I was supposed to do these reviews. Oh, gosh. Like I said, it's just been an interesting past 5 hours. And so that's pretty much how her night was. I forgot who she was talking to, Daisy and stuff like that. But originally this episode picked up where, because of the whole incident with Daisy going to the Demetria, first we see Daisy, they talk and stuff like that, and I think Bree was there and stuff too, and Geneva there, where there was Course. Of course, Michael was the only one out the group that I think that wasn't invited. And Daisy wants to talk to her, and first it seemed like Demetria, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Demetria was avoiding Daisy. Eventually, Daisy hugged her and was able to talk. Even though Demetria was like, I really don't want to be bothered with this, blah, blah, blah. And at first, she said, we're going to talk another time about this. But Demetria wasn't like, once Daisy got in her face, she wasn't like, okay, pushing away. And then it seemed like a twist of fate or whatever. All of a sudden, Demetria's ass muscle, because, in the editing, of course, when they were doing previews for the episode, like with the Mr. Ford situation, talking to her boss, we see that was a little edited. And then on top of that, also we've seen Demetria, you hear the glass break, and it kind of making it seem like Daisy and Demetria getting some confrontation, which kind of wasn't like that. It might, Demetria may seem likable again because she did, at least, because we don't know, because the last episode is the six women supposed to meet again and try to get together with Demetria is sitting there and making cards at the end of the thing. This episode when she was talking to Greg is her fiance, right? I'm not trying to get names mixed up, but anyways, we sat there and with twist of fate, Demetria's ass breaking glass literally fell, and some of the glass, I guess, the glass ends up, cutting Daisy's leg a little bit. So, Demetria's like, get a napkin and sit down. So, she was kind of like Demetria said, I ain't about to be a bitch to that degree that I'm just going to walk over, at least now that she knows she's okay. And so, she ends up talking to her. Daisy, of course, got like the white flag across her whole, wrapped around her whichever calf that was scratched up or whatever. And was just talking to her, and Daisy, Demetria, she realized, Demetria, at least as far right now, realized she just opened the spot, or just opened up. So her and Daisy are at least on the terms they can at least show courtesy to each other, or at least starting to slowly open. Because, Daisy really wanted to know what's wrong, blah, 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 and, didn't get the memo, whatever the case was. So they're supposed to work out on that. Now, interesting about Mecca, she's going to this event. I think she's doing charity. I think it was like people who help families. I think they're, that have health problems and stuff like that. And it's a different event with Bree and her family. But let's get into this real quick. Now, you have this event. Well, the next day in the morning, y'all, remember, Melissa's ass goes to work. Well, she's cool, it turns out, really, with the balls. But it makes it seem like they had a lot of kind of conflicts and issues. She don't, a lot of times, sometimes don't show up to work certain days. Or she comes in at 12 instead of 9. And she came in the next damn day with a hangover. And stuff like that. So, yeah. Next scene. Because, like I said, it was a little bit more interesting the last couple episodes. But it wasn't like, it was still a little... It was... I'm not going to say it was draggish because it was important stuff that needed to be heard. And again, I kind of wonder if this is a part, this even to hear this other thing we didn't know about. We already knew she had problems with her dad and the issues that she went there, but it also may be the reason why she turns drinking, or maybe she hides behind a mask of laughter. And it turns out also that her mom, she had a sister. And her sister was dying because she admitted this at this dinner. She didn't invite the rest of the girls because the focus, I guess, she wanted to be was on this charity. And it turns out that her sister was diagnosed, I don't know if it was younger or older sister, was diagnosed with HIV in 1992, and she died in 2011. And it kind of was like, aha. It's like, God rest her sister's soul and her dad's soul, but let him rest in peace. But also explains a lot about why she is that way, because she was saying something about, just having her, I think something along the lines about having to fence up. I hope I'm not wrong, but it kind of explains, a little bit more about Mecca, the more you hear about this stuff. And it's kind of like I said, it's just, that's sad, about this situation, but that's why she wants to work with this particular charity. And stuff of that nature, because they help families, and she knows, like, to lose somebody, stuff like that. Then you got the situation across the street when you got everybody, of course, except Mecca, and I don't think Daisy came. It was Bria, I guess her family been, and then, she comes from a privileged area. Before they go on her van, it was her and her dog. She don't have one of the type of dogs that, she carries a purse and stuff like that, but he did have a little circus, little collar thing going on because it was his birthday. And that dog was looking like, woman, what the hell is this shit? I ain't too fond of this. That's kind of like how he was giving me that, give me that look, like, really, please, just give me some goddamn doggy treat and let me go my own damn way. And so, Melissa comes by, Demetria comes by before they go on the event, and what they were talking about Melissa, now Melissa, it's one of those people that didn't come from privilege like somewhat family. Even though I think Demetria was asking her, she can, I think, probably go back home if things were not to come to part with this reality, this real estate career. Because the thing is still, here she is go having these bills and stuff like that. And by the way, I forgot to mention an important thing is now, of course, Geneva wanted to be, throw major shit, sit here and put Melissa on blast. I was like, what the fuck for? Because unless Melissa said something about you, if she took it, she had no problem telling about Melissa's and her car's declining. So I guess when she was trying to charge some drinks at Demetria's, the Bell and Brooklyn, blocks blocks year celebration, she, Daisy was with her, and she was like, I had just put some money in Ralph Roberts and blah blah blah, but here's Daisy even confession saying such, well, I have heard a couple things about this going on, and so anyways, y'all, Melissa was just talking, I think they're talking about different stuff. Well, even though Demetria said also too, now she came from family, like she had her own, when she was 14, she grew up in the suburbs. She had a car. I mean, she didn't have to pay for school. She had when she was 14. She had a car with unlimited usage, all this stuff. But she still believed in working. And then you have Bree. I mean, she works too. But Bree, of course, I think has one of those rich. Like I think she's from old, damn near almost. I don't know if she's from old money, but she got money. Okay, and she's got this privilege here and privilege here. And they were just talking about stuff. So it was kind of like, here's Melissa was like, she remember asking her parents was a pair of what, Levi jeans or whatever it was. And her parents said, you got to work so you could get a job for it. She's like, you asking for what, caviar stuff on a beer budget or something like that. Her parents told her she had to get a job. So that's what the heck happened. So, yeah, that was kind of one of the other things that stood out. Now, what else really was there? Because besides Geneva and dating about Brittany and stuff like that, and Mako, Mako did also have an interesting point. Is that actually I didn't know this about it, but it's all about get your coins. She has a license, working with a certain equipment and certification, for age. Because she was talking about some model that had some got some Botox and was looking like y'all, if y'all seen the game, sitting there look like Tasha, Tasha whatever Mac. And sitting here like this, the eyebrows, some of them areas where people get when they get that Botox and stuff. And so it's kind of like, what is it, that electronic equipment and stuff or whatever. So she works on anti stuff. You can't, sit and blame her. Or, get them coins. Now, here's another scene that was over-exaggerated. Now, before the second to last scene, because like I said, it really wasn't that much in that episode, even though it wasn't personally really that dragging. It was, kind of explains more about Mako's attitude, whatever the case is. Because also about in that thing, Melissa makes a point to Demetria, like maybe we should work all 6 legs and getting together about our problems. But Demetria says she still kind of feels hesitant about, especially dealing with Mako, because she always just seems like nothing more but just being a drunk. And that's that, And she sat there and was just, but Melissa said, I do see, because, Melissa was saying, I do see the positivity. And it was like, I do see her always, down and down a whole bottle, at least 2 bottles of wine every 2 seconds, okay? That's how Demetria sees her, But, so there was a scene Melissa Ford met with her balls, and her balls, this is the one that we kind of see in the previews that made it seem like when we see Melissa crying, if she was going to get fired. But she's really good friends with the balls, and she seemed like, even though she has no variety, but Melissa's like, I do work hard. Just because I'm out of the office, I do work hard. I'm trying my best and stuff like that. And the balls actually, compliments her, like, yeah, you do work hard and stuff like that. But the downfall is, or the sad part is that one of her sons, I don't know how old her son is, but one of her sons has moved to Seattle, and she's going to, be with her family, work on her family. So she's moving out of New York. And that's why Melissa's crying, because, the boss, like, I don't want to tell you the sad news. But, because I first thought maybe she was let it go, even after she told her, it's like, you know what, you're good, but you're not great. I thought it was going to be one of them type of things, okay? So, but it turns out that was what happened. The boss is leaving and stuff like that. So, anyways, what was another daring highlight? The last scene was Demetria decides to give cards to the lady, and she's talking to Greg about this boat adventure, and they're going to talk it out until, it's settled. And Greg is like, oh, hell no. How's this going to end? Boat, y'all, 6 ladies all together? I haven't. I think he said he wasn't even going to go. But yeah, it's just, kind of, if you notice, is ending the first, like it began in the first episode. You know, because like I said, we all know what the clash was. Is that Demetria brought up Elisa Daisy, like, you know, she felt kind of offended about how she came at her, like, you know, remember Melissa said that comment, you know, who don't wish me well can go to hell. And Daisy was kind of implying about Demetria was trying to wish them hell or hating on them because of that blog that she particularly made. And you know, but like I said, the first episode ended with first half all six ladies, and of course they're having all six ladies gather in the last season finale episode, and then they get a reunion, which is pretty interesting. They get a reunion, but not the tasers or whatever they. What was the tank yards, whatever about, you know, I used to did with those reviews too and stuff. And they didn't get a reunion. So, because usually most shows, not all shows, but a lot of Bravo shows, they usually have a reunion, but for some reason, usually the ones that premiere on Sunday. I don't know if the new Atlanta had a reunion. I know that's off the subject, but other than that, that's all I got. So, the saga continues. Sorry about the short review, but I have a pleasant week, pleasant night, pleasant weekend. And I'd like to say shout out to my YouTube fam, to my old new subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button, rate, like, share, subscribe. And y'all take care. You know, I'm definitely going to get to sleep as soon as possible. Night, night, y'all. Love y'all.